That's war right there.
You know, just looking at it sends creeps. I don't even look at it too much. You know, I've been down there a few times. You can't look at it. They're even talking about tearing it down very soon.
Well, the way that they've left it, I don't know how it's standing. You know, because at the end of the day, and the rain that we had yesterday, it already moved by 5 millimeters last week. It's shifted position when you're approaching. It starts to sink. It's not as tall as the others on the skyline, depending on from what area you're looking at it from. And at the end of the day, you know, it's only by the grace of God. People are talking about, I mean, even today, we're out here, we ain't got no masks on. This atmosphere, like, it's not safe.
It's just not safe.
I'm talking to survivors and you know, residents, and you notice they're coughing a lot more than they used to.
Yeah.
And there's nobody's taking care of them. They'll just, these people have just been abandoned and neglected.
And I get the sense of that. I just spoke to a young boy who showed me some images on his phone of damaged gas pipes in the other block. And he just came and showed me the damaged gas pipes. And there's one gas pipe in particular he showed me in an image where you could see they tried to put foam around it to stop it from leaking.
Well, I've been up here, and every day I've been down on the ground. I've come up here. As soon as you get to the top of Bramley Road, you can smell gas. And there was a sign up there, closed due to repairs. This whole area just stunk of gas.
You can still smell gas up there.
You know, I haven't come from that way today. I've come from Latin Road Station because now it's finally open. But for every night I've been coming from Portobello Road down, stinks of gas. You know, and at the end of the day, how do people live like that? They pay their taxes, they pay their gas bills.
It's almost like a daily reminder. Not only is the tower there, but you can smell
the
gas. This is when, you know, we're not living in medieval times. This is 2017, and these people are being treated like they're living in medieval times, like they're sheep.
Well, it just goes to show, like, we feel that we've evolved because we have good technology, but if the spirit and the mindset of mankind is still set 200, 300 years ago, then we haven't left, we haven't made progress. At the end of the day, it's like an illusion. Yes, we have cars now, we don't have horse and carriages, and we have toilets that flush, but at the end of the day, we have people that are dying and we don't do nothing about it.
But you've spoken to many of the families.
Yeah.
What's the general feeling you get?
Some are still shell-shocked, some are angry. At this stage now, they're in the second stage of trauma. People are hurt bad, and people rightly want answers to questions that only those officials can answer.
The ones that
the decision makers
are here looking at different things.
Well, they're just the front for the rest. Like, they're not the ones. I don't know who decided to sign for cladding to be on buildings and then maybe take a little, you know, a cheaper version because they don't have to live there. I mean, what? Because people live in social housing, they don't have the right to safety.
This is kind of what it's looking like. It's like it's a social housing issue where you're quite right. They claim to spend 10 million, but you can clearly see all the people in this area said, where did the £10 million go?
Okay, they did. If they spent 10 million, then we know this tower wouldn't look like that. But it would cost how much to put scaffolding and a sheet or shroud around that building? I'm sure that would have cost 10 million. I'm sure it would have cost 10 million for water cannons to be used to put that fire out. I'm sure it wouldn't cost 10 million for those inflatable bed dinghies to have been brought in to save people's lives. Because now what's happening is they're saying that people that jumped from the tower are not actually fire victims. They commit suicide, or because they're in.
Sorry, say that one more time.
The people that jumped are not counted as people that died from the fire. Their death is because of the jump. Because they go around jumping out of 10 and 12 and 15 floors of a building, you know, every day.
So those people are laid to rest as suicide.
As suicide victims or death by misadventure. It's got nothing to do with the fire. That's how the coroners would rule. If you go back to when the attack happened outside Finsbury Park, they were trying to keep expressing and focusing on the fact that the deceased had a heart condition. Because if the public didn't let them, they would have thought that it was death by cardiac arrest, and then it wasn't exasperated by someone driving at breakneck speed shouting death to all his kind.
So tell me, just to wrap this up, You know, we're talking about death by suicide, we're talking about death by cardiac arrest. These are all ways of making the situation seem as if it's not as bad as it is. This tower here was death by what?
Well, it's genocide. Genocide defines itself as a mass killing of people. That's genocide. That's what's just happened there. And it's Grenfell genocide. Not suicide. Well, it's homicide. But at the end of the day, nothing is as it appears. This thing is like an onion with so many layers. And we've only just started at the surface. There's so many things there's just so many things. And it's making people as well not trust officials even if they want to. Because, fair enough. No, I'm a mother, and I always used to say to my children, you could have murdered someone, but once you tell me the truth, I can try to understand you, but I know I'll stand with you. They're not even, you're just trying to insult people's intelligence the whole time. No. And, it's just like, they're completely, obtuse, and it's like, it's beneath them, and it's just everybody else's problem, apart from theirs.
It takes a very, very brave person to come out and actually talk about what's really going on here, because we look in the newspaper every day, we see different versions. They're even talking about only 80 people being found. Just looking at the size of the block, I don't know how that's possible that only 80 people died in that fire. We can see that. If you ever come down here, you can see that. But it does take a very brave person to come out and speak about this and try and get the truth out there, because we know those people are suffering and those people need to basically know the truth.
You see, you say brave, but we're all human. But I'm not a human being. A tree is a being. I'm a human doing, and what I'm doing is nothing that anybody else can't do. There's going to come a time where people are going to need to stop watching Love Island and Big Brother and Neighbours and Coronation Street and stop being dumbed down and stop being dictated to with GMO foods and with products that they don't need. They're going to have to start using their brains, because a time is going to come that if you do not stand for anything, you will fall for everything. The time is now. We have a saying in our country that when your house is on fire, when your neighbour's house is on fire, wet your own. Do not wait for it to come to you before you start taking action. But I feel like, at the end of the day, if we unite as one and put the unity back in the community, we can make changes.
It's amazing. I have to thank you so much for coming out and taking the time down here to talk to us. And like I keep saying, and I keep going on about, the truth is the only thing that's going to make any difference. Ignore what you think you know, and if you really want to know and get a sense of what happened down here, come down here.
Thank you very, very much.